Diane Abbott, that amazing character who turns up, or at least used to turn up with Portillo on television on BBC Two. I much enjoyed her on television. Has weighed in with her thoughts about Truss and Sunak, and for GB News, of all people. I wish, I wish the news people, I wish the media would get some big guns to comment on the Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak thing, because at the moment everybody's feeling everybody's very silent, and I suspect they're all hiding because, like me, they all think that this is an appalling choice. But you play the hand you've been dealt. And if Liz Truss is to be elected as Prime Minister, I think, I think we would really want to stick our head in a bucket of water. I find the thought of Liz Truss, a person who displays utter ineptitude and incompetence every time she appears, and now we're told, at least I'm told by Nadine Dorris's polls, that it sounds like something that you go to the doctor for and get a cream for. Nadine Dorris, doctor, I've got polls. Shall I have a look? I'd rather you didn't. And Nadine Dorris's polls say that Liz Truss has come out at 50%, and Rishi Sunak has come out at 38%. So what about the rest? I suppose they don't know or don't care. That, I suppose, is positive. So Liz Truss is no more than appealing to 50% of the conservative electorate. And what else is going on? The other thing that I find fascinating today is the Chinese debate. And I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong of Mr. Sunak to suggest that he wants to close down all these centres around the UK, funded absolutely by China. And I think we've had this idea wrongly for some time. If we want to persuade another country that their values are not our values, then the answer is not to start closing down venues that they are funding, but to pile on the effort of greater education. We need more Chinese students. We need more Russian students in this country, sharing and enjoying our values and going back and disseminating our values, if indeed our values are worth anything. Or is it that Rishi Sunak and Liz Truss think our values don't stand up in the real world? This is the problem with Mrs. May's policies when she was Home Secretary. This hostile environment, which continued also to besiege students from other countries who are over here grabbing an education. And the moment they finished, they were tossed out. It's not the way to send a message that our values are worth something. We're not just a marketplace. We're supposed to care. Or we don't care. In which case we just produce the goods. What is this? Some sort of English education, British education, and then throw them out. An education isn't a bit of paper. An education is a set of values, and at the top of those values is kindness, consideration, compassion. And I don't see that being marketed by the current Home Office, the Home Office which was set up in the image of Mrs. May. And I'm sorry to keep going on about Mrs. May, but I see Mrs. May as one of the primary problems that the Conservative Party and our country face and have faced. Of course, I adore her interjections about Boris. I just don't think they should be taking place. I think it's beneath us. It's beneath the Parliament. It's a sort of theatre that has its place in a carry-on film. It's hilarious. I'm thumping the seat in front of me saying, more, 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 but not in the House of Commons. And this is the reason why I think Mrs. May and Boris, and indeed Cameron and John Major and Gordon Brown should all stop playing silly games and get into the House of Lords, rule themselves out of any future participation in the politics of the House of Commons rule themselves out and shut up. And yes, then, from the position of the red benches in the House of Lords, it would be great occasionally, to hear their point of view. And Blair, of course. Did I say Blair or did I forget him? Everybody seems to forget Blair. And possibly with good reason. There we are.